episode ever.
I was loading up a website to discuss something, and it started playing an ad.
Oh.
So it was like music
Like-
too. It's like I pulled it up, and you're like 3, 2, 1. All of a sudden, it's like.
Well, I'm leaving all of that in, so 'cause that's just too good not to.
So, got a question for you. I'm trying to think which one to start with. I don't know. I don't know if you saw my tweet today. We'll start with that one, just because it's.
No, I haven't seen anything.
So I am not kidding you. Last night was the first night. Like, we had some problems with the kids last night. Both of them were going crazy. Like, Jack wouldn't go to sleep for the life of him. He was just kicking and screaming and crying for like hours. It was insane. I don't know what happened. He has never really been that bad before.
Was he vocalizing anything, or was he just?
It was vocalizing. He wanted to go
Saying in
downstairs.
person.
He wanted to go downstairs.
Okay.
Wanted to go downstairs. Like, that was
Okay.
it. It was. So there was no reason. It was just he wanted to go downstairs. I think it was because like he was overly tired, and for some reason he decided to like really lash out. But so we finally get him to sleep, and in the middle of trying to get him to sleep, though, the other the other kid starts crying mercilessly. So I'm trading on and off with the wife, because like neither of them we can make happy at this point. And finally, it's probably like 10:30 or so, they both get settled down to where we're like, relax, And it was, okay, it's 10:30. It's Wednesday night. Okay, there's an episode of Survivor to watch.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was the finale.
I was about to say it was finale last night.
So it's 2 hours plus the reunion show. And granted, I don't watch the reunion show, but they don't usually announce the winner until sometime into the reunion. So lately, I don't know how much you've been paying attention, because you don't watch it until long after the fact that it's like out. But usually the reunion, it'll be a 2-hour episode. The reunion show starts, but the reunion show is really still mostly starts with it's finishing the tribal council still, the final tribal council. And then they go into voting.
Right.
So it's really like half an hour into the reunion show, even though it's really only, it's not into the reunion show, but it's like half an hour into that segment that you finally get to find out who wins. So I'm like, we do not, like, it's 10:30. I can't do 2.5 hours of, of watching Survivor right now. Okay, we'll watch it tomorrow, which granted, I haven't finished it yet. We got busy doing other things. I was going to watch it today, but we haven't gotten there yet. So I shit you not, I go to work. I'm at one point
Spoiled.
I turn on news.google.com.
You knew better. This has happened so many times, Jeff.
But it's happened so many times to the point where, for one, I wasn't thinking about it because I didn't think about the fact that the finale was last night. But it's also never been this bad where the headline spoiled not just the winner, but everything else about the finale that I wanted to see, all in one small headline. They basically put in as much shitty spoiler information as they possibly could into this one headline, and it's over. It's like the whole twist that's in this season, as well as the winner of the season, was completely ruined in like 3 seconds.
Nice. I'm sorry. That really sucks.
I'm very, very, very furious. I mean, granted, last time I had a major spoiler, it was before I'd even watched any episodes in the season. So at least I don't know. At least I got every other episode except the finale, But this time it's still, it's like 2.5 hours of absolutely ruined, Survivor watching, because there's absolutely zero surprises for me anymore. And this,
that sucks.
And it's like an episode that people have been saying is like one of the greatest finales of all times.
Really? Did you think it was?
I haven't finished it all yet, but I will tell you that where my mind is going with it, especially knowing what happens at the end. No. But
I feel like they did that last season too. Greatest season of all time.
Bro, but the thing is, so it's kind of weird because, granted, it was a news article because of course once I got the spoiler, I was like, okay, I can. Now I didn't read information about this particular episode because I don't want to ruin it, but there was like an article that actually caught my eye in the related section of this one that said like Survivor winners and how they've like wasted their money, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna read through this one. So and of course it talked about spoilers from last night, still in the middle of it anyway. I mean, that's the one that talked about how, you know, as the season just ended and fans are saying, you know, greatest season ever. Like, so I don't know about that one, but last time you said people like Justin were telling you how great it was. Like, it was people we knew.
Everyone was talking about like how they couldn't wait to watch Survivor because it'd been the best season of all time and all this. And then I finally got around to watch it, and I was like,
"You're like what?
It was a season.
Yeah, it was a season.
Another season."
And honestly, there's a big twist in this one that, you know, I want you to watch it because I'd love to talk to you about it, because especially knowing what happens at the end and watching it, you know, going through so far, I'm so curious on some of your thoughts on the way that they did this particular twist. So when you actually do get around to watching it at some point, we do need to dedicate an episode to talking about this season and your thoughts on it. But it's just so angering, though, that like, why is that even appropriate journalism?
Yeah, that's pretty wild that this happens frequently to you. So this ravine that I'm beside goes into the water cave, and it also goes right to where you dug to me.
Oh, well, I guess it would make sense for that water cave to go there. I just got to a random staircase.
But the cool thing is I can just leave now. Right here's my little door and everything.
See you, buddy.
I do want to find diamonds though, so I'm gonna do a little bit of branch mining, I guess, and see if I can get lucky.
Yeah, my problem is I'm going up, so I'm not even close to diamonds at this point.
Yeah.
I got to outside. Wow, I didn't even realize that I was outside. I came across our skeleton spawner.
Is it 17 or 13 you want to be at when you're branch mining? It's 13, isn't it?
I don't know. Somewhere in diamond level. Is there a difference between 17 and 13? I don't even know.
Whichever the correct answer is the level that lava spawns at. So you should not hit it head on. You should hit it at your feet.
Oh, well, my guess would be 17 then, right?
I don't know.
Because 13 is lower than 17. So I'm just saying
60 is the correct answer because 17 is lower than 60.
I'm using logic here. You're saying that it's got to be the level above where lava spawns. Is it 17 or 13? 13.
It could, but no. Your answer's not very good.
It's very good.
It's the worst answer ever. Oh, silverfish. This is the worst thing ever, actually.
This creeper has he fell down a hole to come kill me. He really want me dead. Yes.
Yeah, that creeper almost hit me.
So, the other thing I want to get your take on here is...
That takes.
What do you... Oh, God damn, I keep trying to jump and I'm, not running, so I try to jump over this, gap and you need to run to do it, and I'm just like, oh, I didn't run enough, and I just fall straight down. What would you think of a hotel that was based on food?
Based on what?
Food.
What do you mean?
You're a chef at heart. Would you spend extra money to go to a hotel that was making the hotel experience based around delicious
a dining
cuisine
experience?
Yes.
Sure, that exists.
Sure. I'm asking your thought on it.
Yeah, those are cool.
And would you
it's
spend...
kind of like a bed and breakfast, right?
I think a bed and breakfast is more like a quaint, romantic thing that's not really revolving around food. It just happens to have breakfast served to you in the morning.
No. The food aspect of the bed and breakfast is an important aspect.
Define important. I mean, it's part of the name. You have to have breakfast.
It's not but most bed and breakfasts, it's not just like, hey, we're gonna have some cereal and some waffles. It's like you can expect this eloquent cuisine, not just for breakfast. At night we'll be serving this and
what do you mean at night? Are you eating breakfast at night?
They have meals available all the time. It's not just breakfast.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
I'm not so sure about this. I think
Have you ever been to a bed and breakfast?
I have not.
Have
but
you
bed,
ever?
but bed and breakfast
I
to
have.
me implies I always thought it was a place that you stayed in the morning. You got breakfast. Like you got maybe a home cooked breakfast or something along that line, but I did not think there was any lunch or dinner involved. And Mitch Hedberg even said he wants to go start next to a bed and breakfast, a lunch table dinner. Or lunch chair dinner, that's what he called it. Instead of a bed and breakfast, a lunch chair dinner.
One of them is different, and they're all themed different and all this. But yeah, one of the ones I went to, like they have activities all the time. Like there's snack at this hour with tea. There's a dinner. There's a lunch.
Were they always in England?
There's like
the crumpets over there too.
You can have tea without being in England.
I mean, you can. I don't know why you would.
Jesus Christ.
But sure, you can. I mean, you can eat a bratwurst not in Germany too, but actually, I love bratwurst.
So yeah, there's a lot of bed and breakfasts are like overly themed. The rooms are themed. Everything.
No, I do not. I do not agree with you that your average bed and breakfast is themed around the food.
Not around the food, but themed in some way. They're not just a place that you go to sleep.
No, they're a place you go to sleep and then you get breakfast.
And no, they're not just a place you go to sleep and expect breakfast. That's like every hotel with continental breakfast is what you're describing.
So every hotel's a bed and breakfast.
I mean, in by your definition, this is true.
No, not necessarily. That's hotels just learned that bed and breakfast have a good thing going for them, and they copied it. You know, no fault in that.
Bed and breakfasts are like these things that they're basically a hobby thing. It's a thing that people that don't know what to do with their time make a bed and breakfast. It's totally a hobby. It's a hobby for retired women and men.
But that almost doesn't make any sense because you're saying that the bed and breakfast is like food is a big aspect of it. So you're saying that anybody can just have a hobby where a major aspect of it is food and be fine?
What now? Sorry, I didn't know.
You said a big part of the bed and breakfast is around the food, surrounds the food.
A lot of them, not every bed and breakfast, but a lot of them. And even the ones that it isn't their focus, the breakfast does have to be unique. It's not just like, I don't know. It's not just like, all right, here's like I said, like a continental breakfast. Like here's a tray of food. Like it's they're every bed and breakfast that I've ever considered. I mean, and maybe this is because this is who I am. Every bed and breakfast I've ever considered going to, food is a major aspect of the decision making process.
I'm just curious because how accurate your take on this bed and breakfast thing is, because I've never thought of a bed and breakfast as being tailored around food or necessarily themed. I thought pretty much all bed and breakfasts were like a cottage theme because they are usually in a cottage.
Most of them, every bed and breakfast, I've stayed at a couple too, by the way.
Like two?
The rooms.
So all two of them?
Okay. I've stayed at several, a few, many, more than two. I think five is probably an accurate number.
Okay.
Every one of them that I've stayed at, each room has its own theme, and you pick which room you want, and like the cost is different. They have different sized beds and stuff in each room, but they all have a theme.
What theme did you go for?
It depended on the woman I was with.
This one was the dirty hooker theme.
Yep, I went with the dirty hooker theme twice. Those were the best bread and breakfasts.
So the reason I really asked this question, not to get onto a bed and breakfast, but so do you think it was worth it, I guess, for the food aspect?
I don't like bed and breakfasts.
Why did you go so many times?
Because women like bed and breakfasts.
Like you keep calling
they don't want to just go to this town and stay in a hotel. Let's go to a bed and breakfast. It's like, well, if I want to pick a bed and breakfast, I'm at least gonna have one that's got some good things about it. So the food is important. But I'll tell you, the reason why I don't like bed and breakfasts is because the people that create them need your attention. They're in need of attention. They have this hobby. It's not a business. It's a damn hobby. I don't care what they say. and they are there to be your friend. And it's not, you can't just go to a bed and breakfast and stay and then leave. That's not how this works.
No, you gotta go and eat breakfast.
And no, you're gonna go and you're supposed to interact with the other guests. You're supposed to attend the events.
The events?
You don't have to. Yeah, there's always, like I said, there's always. Don't miss movie time at 8, okay, guys? And if you need anything, just call. We're right downstairs, and we're gonna be stopping by later on with a little menu just so you can know what's gonna be at the snacks. Snacks are at 6, movies at 8. That's what your bed and breakfast is like.
I've never stayed at a bed and breakfast nor heard somebody describe one that way before.
That's exactly what it's like. It's like you're going and staying at grandma's house.
I mean, I guess that works for people who like to stay with grandma.
And the other people who stay in bed and breakfasts are the kind of people that are like, all right, I'll be at the wine tasting, and I cannot wait to meet Jim and Sally, and we're gonna talk and talk and talk, and maybe we can plan our vacation next year. We can come to the same bed and breakfast. We'll keep in touch. Facebook me.
So kind of like a hostel for old people.
It is hostile.
Not hostile. But is that what you mean? Is it like a hostel for old people?
It's not like a hostel though, because a hostel is somewhere where it's cheap, like a cheap place to sleep. And that's not what it is, because it's definitely not cheap. It's far from cheap. It's the most expensive place you'll ever stay, and the least amount of.
Well, you gotta pay the extra money to get to purchase the movies and the snacks.
Right? Yeah.
And the wine, I mean, the wine for the wine tasting, of course.
Like, you don't have to do all these things. You don't have to visit the fucking cha-cha hour and the margarita minute and all the other shit they're gonna fucking do to you.
Dude, the margarita minute? Good Lord, those people know how to drink. The Century Club. It's all just a drinking themed bed and breakfast. Is like every couple hours. It's like, and this 90 minutes we'll be doing Century Club, or this 100 minutes we're doing Century Club. Right after that, it's the Margarita Minute, followed